Manifest phenomena from the house across the street. Harassing. Last night, while I was here working, they were harassing with a demonstration, extremely loud while I was trying to work and concentrate, on purpose, in malice intent to harass me. Obviously, some goofy beatnik ritual with loud shouts that were disgusting and filthy. Stop implicating me. Back off, depart, flee. Silence now. And stop copying over my voice. Implicatory posturing with the laughing. Defense mechanism. You want to be quieter when I turn the camera on. Then you were really loud harassing me with verbal abuse. With all kind of really extreme hyper-accusing. With your schizo pseudo-moralizing. From the Bible verses I'm studying, freaking in parallel with what I'm freaking concentrating on. Read my Bible to pray. And my thoughts parallel with them. The subject matter nexus. As if by clairvoyance. Obviously evidencing to proof that it is by that. Mind-tapping telepathy of the cult. With your beatniks over there. African-American beatniks of some gang. Go ahead and film this because you're freaking hurt too, harassing me from your house. And you're not allowed to do that. You're committing crimes harassing me from across the street from your house. Don't accuse me you are the perpetrator and aggressor of Satan. There's nothing funny about that Rafalski voice. You all need to quit it. Whoa. Whoa. Then after turning off my phone just now, then there was the immediately after when it was, the person I'm talking about just insisted that I use the word safe. Whatever, you get the point. Personality identity, that hybrid that also includes a female Sacramento police officer that keeps appearing in the public demonstration under the Scholar State Action, discussing, and he needs to do more of this because we haven't got enough data yet, as if nothing ever could never be enough. But and then the problem, and then discussing the problem. But then all of his resources will be gone because he can't keep on digital videoing constantly and using up all of his data storage. Okay, this is loud speaking from across the street. Personality identity of the Sacramento police officer also identifies in a hybrid et al. Network of doppelgangers. Kate, clerk at a Starbucks, and Miley Cyrus, and that she's delusional, that she is my daughter by identity theft and multiple personality disorder, dissociative disorder of loop tank effect syndrome, when a network had replaced they've replaced with a network of different people that are doppelgangers of my daughter that participated in a play through drama classes at high schools about my daughter, and that the winner of custody was Daddy Warbucks when she was a split family child with the problems of being split between two parents. That was composed as a skit by my disowned aunt, Catherine Heidzik, nomenclatured in the intelligence report Catty Witch. Spread around high schools, drama clubs, classes with the Department of Education as a program in a scheme, and they were all occultists that became mind control programmed that they were my daughter and have that dissociative identity confusion disorder as doppelgangers. When, as per past assertions, it has been loud-spoken and extremely compellingly that my daughter had been murdered during the years that I've been in California, years ago. An identity had been replaced and was buried in the wall of my parents' house basement in Avon Lake, where I was supposed to be buried after I was murdered before previously, but they could not succeed in the scheme. That is the loop the tank copying over my voice without my intent by loop tank mechanic means of mind tapping telepathy the occult. Loop tank occultic means by clairvoyance in conjunction with the loud speaking by other people and with malicious intent. And that was a typical example of commentary and journalistic reporting post-event. And after the event of me turning my phone off to loudspeak commentary and an analysis of what I was doing, my activity, it constantly goes on every nanosecond of all day long with the clairvoyance of every single nanosecond of all my activities, and it is the topic of all of their discussion through all of the years. We know this. But holding very quieter, but then not being able to control themselves and then still being freaking heard while speaking anyway, but just not nearly as loud. And then there was the louder post-activity, post-event commentary by that Sacramento police officer, personality identity, because of the, although not being able to control themselves and talking anyway and still being heard, being much quieter, attempting to conceal themselves and hide like masturbators, what they do. On the way while traversing to another location after midnight, Monday, May 5th, 2021, the female Sacramento police officer personality identity aforementioned amongst the parallel discourse of the public demonstration of the treason color state action by the loop-tech manifest phenomena and its media production, communicated parallel testimony identifying as a vampire as recurring pattern for past assertions and intention with motive by modus operandum consistent with investigatory misconduct, extremely accumulative and harassing, justifying it, attempting to rationalizing, extremely criminally frivolous excuse that she's compulsively paranoid about my fate activities unless you know them. She's really insecure about it, believing that I have intentions to affect legal actions that will cause all vampires to be executed and killed, and is paranoid about my activities. As often there is parallel discourse while she is in occultic ritual meetings with Bonzo, displaying my videos as planned activities of their ritual meetings, while other police of the Fraternal Order of Police are present with gang members, was mentioned. While a cumulative of harassments of abusive investigatory means includes those of illegal means of occultic clairvoyance, etc., per past assertions, and exalting herself as prominent amongst a community of vampires, fomenting rationalization that my activities continue to be harassed severely of my faith and legal matters consistent with the values of completely legally, I do not apologize that I do not deny this legal intent, and with total just cause. Additionally, yet non-exhaustive information about this personality identity of this UNLSAC PD police officer. Occultic network doppelganger phenomena connectivities include Carol Burnett, Eric Grubb, Susan Larson, Jennifer, a former waitress at a Bob Evans restaurant in Westlake, Ohio, that was a co-employee along with myself, and while Letra Holt, maiden name Shepard, was also a co-employee waitress during the same period of time. They are also associates of Madonna Saccone directly and Brian Warner with stage name Marilyn Manson. These all have personality similarities according to the doppelganger phenomena, including a low voice for a female. This same police officer with this voice is an actual police officer who was, during the time that I was in the area of Natomas, stopped me at the Starbucks location at a shopping center where I was harassed by mafioso Frank Forcioni in collusion with the police and in collusion with the general manager present at location that is a footage relative of mine, planted, giving rise to a major civil cause of action with their mistreatment of me as a customer on these bases, which is recorded in other previous 80 evidence record documents of police misconduct activities, etc. on my record. It is now approximately 9:30 p.m. on the following evening, almost a day later. This parallel discourse of this SAC PD officer, loudspoken, last night was amongst a tumultuous clamor, assaulting personally myself with extreme verbal abuse, profusing from the public demonstration of the Treason color state action of the public demonstration, of the Loop-Tank manifest phenomena, by a multitude of Loop-Tank member personality identities, all simultaneously, as a recurring pattern which escalates after all of my activities, with pseudo-analysis, journalistic reporting, and commentary, post, distorting fallaciously as distortion and disinformation, loop-tanking as defined by the intelligence analysis, loop-tank intelligence analysis per past assertions, which occurs every single day. This verbal assault has continued since last night, as loop-tanking escalating scatological as defined by the loop-tank intelligence analysis has continued to be in process during the whole time of my recording this AV record, the audio portion, and escalating in dynamics through the time. At the time I woke up today, the sorcery source of Letra, married name Holt, maiden name Shepard, was prominent with scatological analysis and policy, attempting to coerce it, and in collusion with same police officer personality identity aforementioned. This is all sounding criminally precarious to myself. Stephen Tyler of Aerosmith Sorcery Source was also prominent with verbal assaults, along with Air Force member Mexican last name Aguilar, who is along with a Bruton who were MTIs during my basic training, were involved. These DOD personnel are definitely UCMJ violators in treason in the same conspiracy. Stephen Tyler was prominent, parading himself as one who hails from Squigley, Pennsylvania, was his testimony and confession. As a recurring pattern as if this is anything relevant for a justification. And I have nothing to do with these people. Persons, I resent calling them people, it was an accident. And confessing a connectivity with one Justin Glip, involved with Peter Gabriel per their confession also, flattering him with his offer of a career on a definitions assignment of the devil in a pact. This concludes my audio.